It's great to be here today at the first Youth Pledge for Employers Virtual Careers event. And it's absolutely fantastic to be welcoming Tony Southgate from Generate Leads Online, who's going to be talking to us a bit about his career and his organisation. So, Tony, I'm going to hand over to you.
Thanks very much, Ruth. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for attending. Thanks for listening. It's a real pleasure to be here. You'll see as I go through this short deck that one of the things that I'm really keen on is closing the digital skills gap, which is a big problem for us within the UK. And a big part of that is the education system and young people like you that are coming through it and wanting to take careers in digital. So as Ruth quite kindly said, I'm Tony Southgate. I am the digital director here at Generate Leads Online. I've worked within marketing for probably only around about 7 or 8 years, which I know what you're all thinking at this point. How come he started working in marketing when he was 12 or 13 years old? No, unfortunately, I'm a bit older than that. And probably around about the age of 30, I realized that I wanted to work within this field. But I'll talk about that in a bit more detail as I go through. So Generate Leads Online may or may not be a business that you've heard of. If you haven't, then certainly our goal is to make sure that people have. Generate Leads Online is a bit like Ronsall. We do what we say on the tin. And we do this, which is if someone goes to a search engine, most commonly Google, and people search for a product or service, we help those businesses get found and get found in a multitude of places. So one of the services that we offer is SEO, which is search engine optimization, which is all about getting businesses found. And as you can see here, when you search for that, you'll find us in the search results, you'll find us in Google My Business results, and you'll find us in page search as well. And this is one of the things that really gives us a buzz, and one of the things that we love to do for our clients. So it's all about getting businesses found online and making sure that we're helping them to sell their products and also to generate leads. For the most part, we work with SMEs or micro SMEs, which again is an exciting thing to do, because by working with these small businesses, you're directly speaking to the business owner. Much like us, we're business owners, and it's quite exciting to help them and to help their business to continue to grow. Like we said, we generate leads. We also do this off the back of our own series of websites. So one of the cool things about working for an agency is when we do have downtime, we are able to then go ahead and create our own side projects. So some of the things that we've been doing in our downtime is creating a couple of brands, one being Electric Scooter Kids, which sells electric scooters. The other one, I'm going to apologize here because I'm going to make a swear. So cover your ears if you're not too happy, but it is the brand name. It's called Shit Shirt Club, and it's basically around a subscription where you have rubbish shirts, and also we have a series of websites which just generate leads for our customers, and we sell those on a cost per lead basis. So the way that we generate leads is by all of these things. So it's social media marketing, it's Google Ads, it's website build, it's search engine optimization. And by working in all of these different areas means that a career in marketing can be very varied, and it can be very exciting as well, especially as new platforms come along. One of my favorite excuses for being on my phone so much, and especially since TikTok got incredibly big just prior to lockdown, is, hey, I've got to be on my phone, I've got to be on these social channels because it's my job to know about them and understand them, so I can talk to our customers about them. But really, I'm just scrolling through loads and loads of dog videos on TikTok. My own career, like I said, didn't start in digital marketing. I actually started my working career working for a travel agency, and then I worked for insurance. So being Ipswich born and bred, it's quite Ipswich, it's quite an insurance heavy area. So pretty much everyone has worked in insurance at some point. Thankfully, there's more and more agencies cropping up there as well, so it gives a lot of opportunity. But I didn't know I wanted to work within marketing as I was growing up, especially not digital marketing. One of the things being is when I was born, The iPhone wasn't even invented. So the first one, as we can see, came along in June 2007. I was actually born in 1984. So this was something which isn't native and that I had to adopt. So I didn't realize I wanted to work in this particular area. In terms of the internet, in public use, didn't come along until 1993. And some of the elder people on this webinar will remember not being able to use the landline, which is a phone connected to the landline on mobile, while someone was on the internet, because if you picked it up, you'd get a horrible screaming noise. So this is all things that we've had to adopt, whereas you guys will be digital natives. You will have grown up around it, which puts you in a good position to work in this industry because it's all going to come natural to you. And hopefully you guys find that as exciting as I do. Like I said, I didn't start working in digital marketing until I was around about 30. I discovered search engine optimization, first of all, and thought, wow, this is actually quite interesting as to, why this result is at the top of search and why something else isn't. And I remember being on a holiday in Gran Canaria with my iPad, and I downloaded a load of white papers around SEO in order to learn more about it, purely not because I was thinking I was going to have a career in it or run a business within it, but mostly because I found that quite interesting. And one of the things that I found throughout my career is when you are interested in a subject, then learning doesn't feel like hard work because it actually is a bit fun. So even today, I will find myself reading things that are going on within the industry every single day. And part of my social time now is following those influencers within our industry that break news and share news about what's going on across the world of SEO and pay-per-click and digital marketing. And I actually find that quite enjoyable to learn about those things. And I'd say one of the biggest things for your careers as you're going forwards is to make sure that you self-learn and you continue your development. Yeah, you'll be set working hours, but actually outside of those hours, if you're learning as well, it will give you or put you in the best position possible in order to accelerate your career. A while ago, I actually read a book by Malcolm Gladwell, which is called Outliers. If you're a little bit nerdy like me, it's probably a book that you'd quite enjoy. But as part of that, it basically had something called the 10,000 hour theory, which is basically in order to be an expert in any subject, you need to dedicate 10,000 hours of your time to it. Most people won't get 10,000 hours in their working time in order to learn their trade, hone it and become an expert in it, which is where how you use your spare time, say for example, your social time, in order to learn those things. And that's when you then start to become an expert in it. So this is quite nicely broken down in that 10,000 hours is 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 44 weeks a year. So it takes you 5.5 years at that rate in order to become an expert. So that means that the people that you see are most successful, or people that have got skills or crafts, and you're looking at it and going, oh, wow, that's really good, they must be really talented. Well, actually, they've put a lot of time and effort into it before you've even seen that skill. It's the stuff that goes on behind the scenes that really works. And also when we talk about luck or opportunity, the harder you work, the more you learn. Amazingly, the more lucky you seem to get. And that's all about making sure that when an opportunity presents itself, you're in the best position in order to take advantage of it. So I guess my point here is to make sure that if you want a career in marketing and you want to be successful within it, making sure that you dedicate yourself to it, you're learning, continue to learn, and that is the thing that's going to work best for you. Personal growth, you expect it to be linear and to always continuously be improving and growing. That's not always the case. Personal growth is all over the place. And what you'll find is when you go through your career, you'll make plenty of mistakes, you'll have plenty of knockbacks, and it's not always going to feel easy, but making sure that you are consistent with your learning, consistent with your development, means that you're going to be in the best possible position. I can speak from example because this was 100% me. It was when I was freelancing for a client. they'd given me a budget for £400 as a total budget for the campaign. I set that as a daily budget. So we could have spent that full £400 in one day instead of spreading that over a period of 30 days. So it goes to show that everyone makes mistakes, but the most important thing is to make sure that you learn from that mistake and put things in place to make sure that you don't repeat it. I've also been here as well. So if you do end up having a career in digital marketing and have the pleasure of working within social media, especially the paid side of things, using Facebook's ad manager can sometimes want to reduce you to tears because it's not the best, it's not the most intuitive, and at times it's quite difficult to work. So it can sometimes leave you feeling a little bit like this. You'll notice that I quite like a meme as well. So yeah, some days this is my face. Certainly not in front of my team because we want to make sure that we keep happy and motivated. But most of the time I am looking like this. So this is the same guy from the cricket meme, looking very happy. I found him on LinkedIn one time. And the reason for that is because working in digital marketing is not only good because it's cool to have the knowledge around those things, and people are really genuinely quite interested as to how things work, especially when you start talking about algorithms. But you also get to have really good fun with things like this. So this is a paid Facebook ad where we were able to target this based on people that visited our website. But also we added an interest over the top of that they were interested in the TV series You, which then allowed us to create an ad which was incredibly personalized around that program. So we used an image of Joe from You, and as you can see in the caption, we've used a very Joe saying, but related it to our industry. And these are the kind of things that you can do, which are really fun and can bring your personal life into your work life and make it a bit more interesting. The other thing that I really love about the digital marketing industry is social media. I'm a big social media fan. Yeah, there's a massive dark and downside to it, but also at the same time, there's social media, especially through the pandemic, that's brought people together. And also you can do things like this. So if you've seen the Weetabix brand on Twitter, they're usually quite good. Innocent is another really popular brand on that network. But they actually decided to go a little bit left wing and put together a tweet where they put Heinz baked beans on Weetabix. And the thing that I love about this is all the other branded accounts that then got involved with it. And some of their responses included connections to their own brand. So not only did this tweet from Weetabix go really viral, but you can also see on the right hand side there that a lot of those responses got a lot of likes and retweets as well. And this is the kind of thing that I feel makes marketing really exciting, that you can take one idea like this, it can blow up for Weetabix, but then the brand that you're working for, you can newsjack this and that can then blow up as well. So I think all of these things really make digital an exciting space to work in. I mentioned earlier on that there is a digital skills gap within the UK, costs the UK around about 141 billion. What that means is that there's a big opportunity for people coming through into the industry in order to provide the skills to businesses and to agencies that they don't currently have. One of the big reasons that agencies like us exist is because a lot of the businesses that we work for, they just don't know or understand digital marketing. In my experience, what we've found is those people that are coming through, even if they've got a marketing degree, they don't really have the practical skills that they need in order to do a job. So one of the things that we're doing at GLO is making sure that we do take on more apprentices and that those apprentices get our skills, knowledge and development in order to accelerate their career within digital marketing. By doing that, we're going to be able to upskill people to then either continue working for us or they'll go and work for brands or our competition. An example that I can give, we had a chap who was on an apprenticeship for 12 months with us, decided he wasn't enjoying the apprenticeship scheme, and so actually got a job as a full-time SEO for another agency, which on one hand makes us a little bit sad because we're losing that skill and talent, but also makes us really proud because we've been able to take someone who was previously a barista at Costa, give them the skill training and knowledge in order to accelerate their career, and they're now working as an SEO for another agency. And that for me is really exciting, and the reason, or one of the many reasons, that I love running an agency. This is the other, and it's the results that you get for clients. So being able to take someone who's not being found and totally changing their business and being a part of that journey with the business is really exciting. And then just a quote to leave you with, because I like that quote. The best marketing doesn't feel like marketing. I've seen Ruth pop up, so I thought I'd power through the last couple.
Like the sort of the person of doom, aren't I? In terms of that. But Tony, that was absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. That was so interesting. You had, I loved your slide with the missing person there. Clearly you do that for a living.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, for sort of young people listening, what do you think are like the top 3 hard skills that they need to develop? What are the top 3 soft skills like to be an effective digital marketer?
I would say, I mean, thinking about our staff and the people that have done best coming in from nothing is having that curiosity to learn.
Yeah.
And self-develop, and also be able to use initiative and problem solve. The thing about digital marketing is that nobody is going to know all the answers to all of the questions. It's just impossible. But being able to find out that answer and piece certain things together in order to get the answer is really important. I know I've not given you a 3 and 3, but
That's lovely though. What about sort of hard skills? What sort of, are there specific, and excuse my total
yeah.
ignorance, but you know, you've talked about algorithms. Is there anything in particular that it's useful to have an awareness of, like sort of Google Analytics, or are there other things?
Yeah, so I would say everything in digital marketing can be taught, and certainly understanding SEO is probably the biggest core that I would give. The reason being is because everything kind of centers around someone's website.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is getting that website found. From an education perspective, I think one of the most important things within digital marketing is probably going to be English, because no matter what discipline that you go into, you will need to write at some point. So having a good grasp of the English language and be able to write creatively will also put you in a really good position.
Oh, that is really helpful. What about in terms of sort of those apprenticeships that people might undertake in your company? Do they tend to be sort of digital marketing apprenticeships specifically?
For the most part with us, we do. There is actually an apprenticeship scheme that we do offer, which is around digital marketing manager, which is more around project management within digital
Oh, right.
marketing.
Okay, that's interesting.
So, and there is definitely creative and copywriting courses that people can do as well. So we work with mostly Anglia Ruskin,
Yeah.
and so any courses available through them on the Cambridge Marketing College, I think it's called, off the top of my head. Any courses through them, we're quite happy to offer.
Oh, that's really interesting to sort of know how people might progress and develop as they go through in terms of their interest. Often I think a challenge for young people is getting relevant work experience, and especially the pandemic's made that even harder. What sort of things can people do to sort of show their work ready for your industry?
There are plenty of free online courses that you
Okay.
can do. One of my favorites is the Google Digital Garage. This is quite a long course, but the course itself will give a really nice overview of a lot of different disciplines within digital, and it's certificated at the end.
Oh, brilliant.
If you want to be specialist in anything, so like paid search, for example, there's the Google Ads certification, which you can go through. Also Google Analytics, business called SEMrush, does stuff around search engine optimization. So there's loads of free learning resources out there. Doing all of those and having those on your CV will get an agency to pay attention.
Tony, that is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today. That has been
Okay.
so useful. And I really love all the other things that you brought in. That's so interesting to understand about the £141 billion gap, you know, in terms of digital skills and how important that is for the future and young people's development. And I think we can all take away, whatever we're doing in our careers, the 10,000 hours to master
Yeah.
your to master your trade. And I think I'm going to go away and read that book. That sounds brilliant.